it wasn't a fair election. There was hundreds, if not thousands, of election workers voting for the voters. There was so much intimidation, and Sacco would do anything and break so many different laws just to win an election.
Hello, welcome to the Rafael Bello Show. This is your host, Rafael Bello, and I finally did it. I switched gears in my career to a certain point because I started 20 plus years ago in radio and television in Spanish, and I am starting this channel to bring you high value news and also to bring you stories about those individuals that inspire us, that have succeeded, and they have so much to tell us so we can know which route to take and to get there too. I'm going to start this very first episode with an exclusive interview. Let me put you in some context. A few months ago, I spoke with this businessman, this business owner in North Bergen, New Jersey. He was running for mayor for the third time. He wants to make a change. He wants to continue to impact and make a change in his community. And that's why he got involved into politics. He ran for a third time for the candidacy of mayor of North Bergen in the great state of New Jersey. And I spoke with him again after the election, and he gave me this exclusive interview to sit down and discuss what, in his opinion, happened in this electoral process. Let's hear it from Larry Wainstein. Days after the election, you have had time to reflect, to look back, and maybe even discuss what happened. You didn't have the results that you expected or were hoping for. We, from the outside, saw a lot of enthusiasm in this occasion, in this your third run for mayor. In your opinion, what happened in this process different than the other ones, regardless the outcome was the same?
There was so much intimidation by Sacco and his political workers, his political machine. There was so much that was going on at the polls. There was electioneering going on. There was hundreds, if not thousands, of election workers voting for the voters, actually going into the machine and voting for the voters. And that is illegal.
You mean trying to help them to vote, or what do you mean voting for the voters?
Voting for them. So yes, we have new machines. They're digital, and it's a new process. But it wasn't a fair election. They actually had election workers going into the booth in private, closing the curtain, and actually voting for the voters. And that's illegal. And Sacco would do anything and break so many different laws just to win an election. Even though we didn't get the numbers, we didn't get the votes that we expected, I am so grateful to the people in North Bergen that voted. Thousands of people came out and voted for us. I also want to thank the commissioners that ran with me. It was a tremendous honor working with them. And I want to thank the hundreds of volunteers that supported our campaign.
If we go back to election day, we saw it was a very hectic day. How would you describe it? And in your eyes or in your opinion, what was going on during that day?
And like I said, there was so much going on in the polls, and there was a lot of intimidation that Sacco and his political machine was giving the voters. They were just so intimidating. And for example, when a voter would coming into the polls, they would actually force themselves into the booth and vote for the voter, and that's wrong and it's illegal.
Did anything happen to your team because they were wearing your Larry Wainstein t-shirts or something like that?
No, we didn't do that. But we received reports in different polling areas, different polling booths, that they had, people were supporting Sacco and they were going inside the polling area with propaganda, and that's illegal.
A democratic process should be run from a neutral party. That's not the case in local elections, because either the mayor or whoever has the power in charge runs the electoral apparatus.
And that's what makes these elections so unfair. That's why we need state monitoring, we need federal monitoring, somebody that's going to be impartial, and offer the people that want to run, that want to make a change in their community, a fair and honest election.
You think it wasn't, in your opinion, this wasn't a fair election?
Absolutely not.
what would you say to those voters, regardless they voted for you or for the mayor, that they should know, those that think that, well, that's Larry whining about the results or just complaining about the results that didn't go through your way?
Let me give you another example. We have a registration. We have information that tells us that there was dozens of dead people that voted. That's what makes it unfair. Not only that, I just read the Jersey Journal a couple of days ago, and they reported that in the primary election, they lost over 40 cartridges from the voting machines. They lost it, or they misplaced it, whatever terminology they want to use. But these are the cartridges that contain the ballots, the physical ballots. So how do you lose or misplace 40 cartridges that hold the most important part of the election, which is the ballots?
Let me see if I get it properly, or anybody that has a question about it. We're talking about the ballot, the physical ballot that I have to use to elect who I want for mayor. That ballot is not there anymore.
Correct.
Or the canister that holds it, it's missing.
The canister is missing. So as a voter, I go to the voting machine, I receive a paper ballot, I insert it into the cartridge, into a container, I do my digital vote, and at the same time then it prints a paper ballot. So that
Which
way
is like the receipt. That's the physical proof of voting.
Correct. And either the municipalities lost it or the county lost it. We don't know. But,
So
it doesn't smell too good.
If you have to recount, you cannot recount the digital votes. You have to recount the physical votes to have a second or third official count of the votes. So if that was going to happen, I'm not saying it's going to happen anyways, but if that were to happen, there's no votes to count.
Absolutely.
On those canisters because they're not there.
Absolutely. And that's why we need state and federal oversight in Hudson County elections.
Let's go back to election week or last a couple weeks. You claimed that most of the things, or a lot of the things that were said on advertisements or political ads against you were not accurate. We're talking about tax liens, that you owe tax of properties of yours. Is that true?
All those ads were 100% false. They attacked my family, they attacked me, and there was no basis for it. I don't owe any taxes on my small businesses. I don't owe any taxes, me personally. And, my wife and I work very, very hard for the businesses that we have. We're very honest, we're hardworking people, and we're very happy to the contributions that we make to the local economy. So we employ over 150 employees. We've been in business for over 25 years. And the employees that we have are happy with their employment. They're working class people, a lot of them from Hudson County, many of them from North Bergen. And we're very proud of the accomplishments that we made.
At least I have spoken to some of your employees, and they say what you say. But how do people know that what you're saying is true, that you don't owe any taxes? Because at the end of the day, they want to know more than what they know or what they see on an ad.
It's all public information. If there was any current liens against any of my businesses or me, it would be public information. And we currently do not owe any taxes. We're very proud of our history. We're very proud of the work that we do. And we're very honest and hardworking people. So we don't owe any taxes. That's Sacco making stories up to confuse the voters. And that's what's wrong. You have a person that was not only the state senator, director of schools, the mayor, but this is an individual that lies, that doesn't tell the truth. This is an individual that had over 20 people that were either arrested or indicted under his administration, under his watch. And this only happens because he allows it to happen. And I'm very happy with the accomplishments that my wife and I made. We're very, very honest and hardworking people. But not only that, if I had tax liens, I wouldn't be able to continue opening more businesses. We have an excellent credit history with our banks. I recently applied for an SBA loan, and everybody knows how the SBA loan process works.
How does that work for those who don't know?
It's very, very meticulous, and they look for everything. And it's an application that takes a long time to complete, and there's a lot of documents that are involved, and there's a lot of checking and cross-checking. And if you had a tax lien, you wouldn't be able to get approved for an SBA loan. So I have an excellent credit history because we pay our bills, we pay our taxes, and I'm very, very proud of that.
So when you say everything that they say is not true, that it's false advertisement, then what is true?
What is true? What is true is that Sacco continues to lie. Even in the propaganda that he sent out for his campaign, he promised the people in North Bergen a new school. Now we recently learned that the school opening will be delayed again. But he knew months ago that the school was going to be open. He knew it, but he continued to lie to the people in North Bergen with false promises. And he's been doing that throughout his career. So it's very, very sad. And that's why I'm working for a change, to bring in new ideas, to bring a government that's going to be honest, a government that's going to help the people. And more important is to have that personal relationship with all the residents.
So talking about something that is true, you do own a house in Franklin Lakes. That's one of the claims, one of the biggest claims that they say it's big, that you don't live in North Bergen and you own a property in Franklin Lakes. Is that true?
It is true. I don't deny it. But that is Sacco trying to confuse the voters.
How?
Because I live in North Bergen. I love North Bergen. My daughter was born in North Bergen. I raised my daughter in North Bergen. My wife lives here. My kids live here. And I even have two beautiful puppies, two beautiful dogs that live here in North Bergen. But yes, I own a house in Franklin Lakes. And there's nothing wrong with that. We work very hard. There's a house that I bought over 20 years ago as an investment, and we're proud of it. But my home is here in North Bergen. And if they think that I didn't live in North Bergen, which that's their claim, they could have filed a complaint. I wouldn't be able to be on the ballot. I would have not been able to run 3 times. They should have challenged me, but they won't challenge me because they know it's a lie. I live here, I'm happy to be here, and this is my town.
Would that even matter if you do worry about what happens in North Bergen?
The fact of the matter is that I do care for the people of North Bergen. I care for my community. And this is my town. This is my town, and I love the people, I love the community, I love everything about it. And there is so much potential here in North Bergen, but we just have to have a government that's going to work for the people. Let me give you an example. The state comptroller did an audit approximately in 2019. He found 15 violations of the law at the Board of Education.
What type of violations?
All different types of violations. No-show jobs, double billing, fraud, waste, etc. In 2022, they came back to re-audit to see if they were able to correct any of the violations. Out of the 15 violations, they only corrected 2. The state comptroller from the state of New Jersey, which monitors all the spending throughout the state of New Jersey, and is basically a watchdog, said, one of the most important responsibilities of government is to watch how every single dollar is spent. And North Bergen has failed to do that.
What could you do to help North Bergen become more effective or better for the people that live in North Bergen?
We need to have an honest government. We need to have a government that's going to work for the people. We need a Department of Constituent Affairs. We need to redo our sidewalks. We need to redo our parks. We need to have a government that's going to serve all the people, but not only a select few. And I want to work with all the township employees and listen to their concerns because they're the backbone of this community. And I want to work hand in hand with them so I could listen to see what we could do to make North Bergen better. And that's what government is all about. It's about working with everybody as a team and serving the entire community and opening up opportunities for everybody and not only a small group of people.
But when the experience in politics is that when there's somebody new in town, then all those workers may not have a job after that person takes the seat. Is that what would happen?
Those are Sacco lies. My philosophy is to embrace everybody, to work with everybody, not to terminate people. It's to make them better and listening to their concerns, and also to give them the resources that they need. Give them the resources that they need to make their job easier, more efficient, and more productive. And that's what's important. But when you have so much fraud in the budget, you have so much excess waste, you can't give the employees the resources that they need to do a better job.
Talking about those resources and giving them or trying to do better for North Bergen, does that mean that Larry is going for a fourth time to run for mayor?
It's a little too early to answer that question, but I'm going to continue to be involved. I'm going to continue to work with the residents. And I'm only one phone call away, and I continue to have the same phone number, 201-600-6909. Anybody could call me at any time, and I'm always available to listen, to help, and to improve the quality of life in any way that I can. I love North Bergen, and this is my hometown.
Why go into politics or continuing to go into politics if you have been already helping your community for more than a decade? You please correct me the time that you have spent on this community.
I don't like politics, but I like good government. And the only way that I could improve the quality of life for all the residents is by changing the government. As an individual, as a small business owner, I could only help a select few of people. I can't help everybody in North Bergen, and I try to do as much as I can with my own resources. And believe me, we've done so much, and I was able to help thousands of people. But for me to be able to help everybody in North Bergen, I need to change the government. And that's my passion, and that's my goal.
Isn't it a high toll price to try to help everybody and face all the advertisement, not against you, against your family, because we have seen your kids are old enough to see and be impacted by all this advertising that here you're claiming to be false, and you continue to say why. Isn't it a high price to pay for your family or for yourself even?
It's very hurtful.
Because, pardon me for interrupting, you are a successful businessman that you can continue your life and have a good life. Why pay that price?
When my parents came from South America, they came with their shirts on their back and a suitcase. And they told me the importance of being honest, working hard, and giving back to the community. I've been blessed by God that I've done well within my small businesses. And that's my passion. I want to give back to the community, and I'm confident, I am 100% sure that we could do a tremendous, tremendous job in improving North Bergen and improving the quality of life for all the residents. And yes, it's hurtful that they attacked my family, they attacked me, but I have that passion to move forward. I have that passion to work for the people in North Bergen, and I'm very confident that many things will change here.
What do you say to those who think that you may, in case you become mayor eventually, govern for only Latinos because you are Latino descent?
I think the government has to work for everybody. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your ethnic background is, what your religion is. North Bergen belongs to everybody, either if you're Hispanic or if you're Muslim or if you're North American, regardless. I am here to help everybody, to have an open door policy for every single resident in our community. And it doesn't matter if you vote, you don't vote, if you're a resident, if you're a registered voter, it doesn't matter. We're here to help everybody that lives in our community, and I feel very strongly about that.
Larry Wainstein, in case you run again, I hope to have an interview with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank all the people of North Bergen for their support, and I'm only a phone call away. God bless. Thank you.